Question. A clinical trial is conducted on a new drug, LoSod. It's a made-up drug. LoSod is found to reduce serum sodium to 135 milliequivalents per liter with a 95% confidence interval of 128.7 milliequivalents per liter to 133.3 milliequivalents per liter. What is the correct interpretation of this 95% confidence interval? So normally this question is multiple choice, but I'm just going to put down the answer straight up so you guys don't get confused. So this is the correct answer of what a confidence interval means. So a 95% confidence interval means that there's a 95% that the interval contains a true population value. This is probably the most concise definition there is. And then the test booklet explains why this is the correct answer. It says a confidence interval gives an estimated range of values which is likely to include an unknown population parameter. The estimated range being calculated from a given set of sample data. So I'm going to try to put this in layman's terms for you. So 95% confidence interval. So this is the interval that they calculated using those are confidence interval formula that's based on your sample size and how you calculated the standard deviation and the mean. But you don't need to know the formula for confidence interval to figure this out. So in this particular example, the 95% confidence interval was between 128 and 133. So that's based on what the sample size so far. So when they came out with this new drug LoSod, in order to find out the real amount of sodium being reduced, just to find this one number, you'd have to take everybody on Earth, right? So there's 8.1, it was about 8 billion people on Earth. 8 billion people. Right? So pretend all these represent like a billion people, right? 8 billion people. All over the planet Earth. In order to find out how much this drug reduces serum sodium, you'd have to test this drug on everybody on planet Earth, which is 8 billion people. So 8 billion people are given this drug to find out what the true amount of sodium is being reduced by this drug. Obviously, that's not very feasible, right? Because you're going to give a drug to everybody. So instead, what they do is just take a small sample size. So maybe it'd be like a billion people, which is, I know it's kind of hard to rate, but just pretend you sample 1 billion. See, only these people, you just pull them out, right? You ignore all these people because it's impossible to give all these people the drug. So just test only 1 billion people. So these 1 billion people are given this drug here, LoSod, and then they found out that all these 1 billion people, they got all these different values. They got 120, they got 129, 120, 135, 133, right? All these different sodium values, right? So there's a billion values of serum sodium. So then, of these, so they use a formula, the confidence interval formula, and then they calculate it to be this. So you get two numbers, 128.7 and 133.3. So there's a 95% chance that this range here, it includes whatever the real value is. Pretend the real example, it reduces, if you were to really test 8 billion people, and it was like 130 or something, but then you don't know what that is. So then that's why they do this 95% confidence interval. So they're 95% sure that the actual real sodium level is between these two numbers. And if they wanted to be real more confident, like 99% sure, they'd use a different set of values when they calculate this confidence interval. So if you're 99% sure, this interval is probably going to be bigger. Like instead of being 128 to 133, because right now it's between 138 and 133. But then if you had a 99% confidence, then it'll probably be a much larger range, like 120 to like 140. See, it covers more sets of numbers. And if you want to be even more confident, like 99.9% sure, 9% confident, this interval will get even larger. It'll probably be like 80 to like 160. Because they're like, for sure, it's probably going to lie within this range, right? Because not many people have like, the normal sodium level is between 135 and 145. So if you include these numbers, obviously, for sure, it's going to be in that range. You can't be 100% sure because you have to test everybody on Earth, planet Earth here, which is impossible. So that's why you calculate a confidence interval. I hope that explains it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Preferably, you should, in the comments, put like your definition of what a confidence interval, and I'll tell you if you're correct, because everyone has their own definition. As long as you can understand it, it's good. And I'll tell you if you're heading in the right direction or if you're incorrectly interpreting it. So leave it in the comments. Thank you.